Hi everybody, it's your girl Mimi and welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, we're going to be doing a Dollar Tree challenge. And you're like thinking, how is she gonna do that exactly? Well, I am going to be going to the Dollar Tree and I'm going to be finding items there and I'm going to try, keyword is try, and make trendy clothing out of literally just items from the Dollar Tree. So I'm a bit nervous about this, but I'm kind of just excited to do it. So without further ado, let's just get into the video. This is future me jumping in to say that I forgot to mention something in the intro. I forgot to mention that I was going to be posting these photos on Instagram to see if anybody will notice, like if these clothes are like normal or not. So we'll see if anyone notices and calls me out, but if not, then I guess this challenge is a success. So let's find out. Alright, so this is me just filming some ideas that I found in the Dollar Tree. I saw these little like play skirts that they had for kids that were kind of like costumes that I thought about using. And I had those in my cart for solid 30 minutes and then I put them away because then I was like, I'm not feeling the stripes or the polka dots. Then I ran into some boas and I was like, oh, maybe that will work because, you know, bougie, like feathers. And then I just decided against that too. Like I was literally in the Dollar Tree for what seemed like an hour and a half. No one should be in the Dollar Tree for that long, but lo and behold, I literally kept putting things back, then putting them in my cart, then taking them back out. Like I probably looked insane in there. But anyway, alright, so here's a list of items you're going to need that I found from the Dollar Tree for this DIY. You're going to need just a plain t-shirt, some ribbon, any color of your choice is fine, any kind of beads you have is fine, and either glue or thread. And I use thread for my DIYs instead of glue, as I've mentioned already. The first thing you see me doing right now is measuring the shirt because I wanted to make it kind of cropped, but not too cropped. I wanted to still kind of be respectable a little bit. So I'm just cutting it a little longer than I initially marked it so that way when I hem it, I don't hem it too short because that always ends up being a problem for a lot of people and that is not going to happen to me. Absolutely not. So anyway, I just flipped the shirt inside out so then that way I could hem it from the inside and make all the mistakes I needed to make and you wouldn't really see it. So I'm just tacking it all down to make sure it's all even and then I'm just gonna simply be sewing that down. I just did the bottom because the shirt that I ended up picking ended up being a decent size for me, surprisingly enough. So I didn't have to hem too much but the bottom half. But for instance, like if you had cut off the sleeves or something like that, you'd need to hem that too. I just picked out the beads that I picked up. I considered a lot of different beads, but I ended up going with the colorful ones because of the fabric that I ended up choosing at the end of the day for the skirt. As you'll see on camera, I picked like a pastel kind of fabric. So I just picked out the blues, the greens, and the pink beads. And I picked the biggest ones there to make the most room because I did not want to be sewing a million tiny beads onto a t-shirt. Like that would take me way too long. And you might be asking, why didn't I sew instead of glue? Well, honestly, I wanted to at least kind of make the shirts like the items last for a while. So I figured I would sew everything just so it would stay on longer. Was it a lot more time consuming? Yes. And that is why this video is a lot later, is because of how time consuming it is. But totally worth it because I actually will keep the shirt. This shirt was kind of sick, actually. But anyway, what you see me doing is I'm just measuring out how many little beads I'm going to sew and all that. And so I'm just threading everything together and I am sewing it. It ended up taking me about 10-15 minutes to sew the beads all the way around the bottom of the shirt. And then whenever I did the arms as well, it took me about another 30 minutes. So in total, it took about an hour to sew all the beads on. But once I was done sewing the beads on, I took a ribbon, like a clear ribbon that I had also bought from the Dollar Tree, and I just decided to put it alongside the bottom of the shirt, alongside the beads, just to make them pop a little bit more and for it to just match the skirt a little bit more too, since the skirt has all the ribbon on it. And basically that is the shirt. You could honestly like cut the shirt more and make more designs and all that stuff on it, but I got so tired. But after sewing all the beads, I was like, you know what, let's just not even worry about it. Like, you get the point, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's all that matters, right? And so this is me modeling the little tiny crop top shirt that I made. I honestly will probably wear it with like jeans and stuff. Like, will I ever pair it with this skirt that I made? Absolutely not. But I'll wear it with other things. Like, it's cute. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, moving on to the skirt. The materials you are going to need for the skirt DIY is a baby blanket or whatever kind of fabric you find at Dollar Tree. I ended up with a baby blanket, interestingly enough. Ribbon, thread, and tulle. All of those can all be found from the Dollar Tree, literally for only $1. So those are the items that I use to put the skirt together. So whenever I started with the skirt, I initially just sewed it down the side, like just the perimeter, to just make it a pencil skirt. And then I realized, oof, girl, you don't have enough fabric for that. So then I was like, you know what? I'll just cut it in half and make pants. And you know what? It was pants for a solid minute. Like, they really were pants. And then right when I was done with the whole pants situation, I quickly started realizing it would be so much better as a skater skirt. So then I basically took out the whole middle and turned it into a skater skirt, which honestly was a real gentle mind whatever. Like, I'm thinking of a different word, but I'm not going to use it. Use your imagination. But like, I basically couldn't decide this skirt's identity. I couldn't figure out if it was pants, skirt, shorts, a romper. Like, I really couldn't decide, but I finally landed on skater skirt, and it ended up taking a lot of tulle that I also picked up from the Dollar Tree, and I stuffed on the insides to make it a little bit more flowy, and then I added ribbon along the top to make a little belt situation, and that's basically it. Like, this skirt went through so many struggles. Like, it's presentable, and like, I'd wear it in public for this video, but like, skater skirts aren't entirely my style for real, so I'm just not a fan of wearing them on my body all that much. But like, it's not bad for like this video concept or whatever. Like, it matches the top, so that's all we need to be happy about, you know what I'm saying? So that's me modeling the skirt, me hiding the imperfections on it because I am bougie like that, and that's that. All right, you guys, so the DIYs are complete. Clearly we can see that. And so let's just talk about my final thoughts. First off, I need to mention I posted the pictures on Instagram to see if anybody would notice anything different about the clothing, or if anybody would notice that it wasn't like typical clothing you'd find in the store. Nobody caught it. Nobody called me out on it. I even specifically put specific hashtags like Dollar Tree this and Dollar Tree that to try and give a subtle hint, and nobody caught it. So I was like, period, I guess the clothes somewhat look normal, right? Do they? No. Well, the shirt, definitely. Like, for instance, the shirt I will be keeping. I will probably wear the shirt with like a couple of like jeans and stuff, but other than that, I'm not quite sure. Like, the skirt is going. It's bye. Like, I am done with it. Like, I cannot do that skirt anymore. Like, the tulle was so itchy, like incredibly itchy. Like, that's why I don't have the whole ensemble on right now, because that skirt is so itchy and not worth it. But was I happy that I did this experience? Absolutely. So thank you so much for watching my video. If you haven't subscribed already, what are you doing? You should totally subscribe. The button is down below. Also, don't forget to turn your post notifications on so that whenever I upload, you'll be one of the first to see it. Also, don't forget to like and comment and tell me what you guys thought. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Bye.